It's time to wake up with a nice cup of morning roast. Featuring
Fillmore's finest, Monte Hill. The pride of the Excelsior, Joe Butcher Boy Shasky.
Take him out!
You're listening to 95.7 The Game, the morning roast.
Oh, baby. Oh, baby, oh, baby, oh, baby, oh, baby, oh, baby. What's happening? Love everybody on YouTube. Love everybody on Twitch. The haters, the players, everybody on YouTube. I love you all. Love all the graveyard shift workers as we say good morning the last time of 2022. One take Jake. Good morning. Lutman, good morning. We love you. Graveyard shift workers, truck drivers, UPS drivers, FedEx drivers, engineers, longshoremen, teachers, students who are enjoying vacation.
SFMTA.
Cops, MTA.
Day ruiners.
Firefighters.
AKA meter maids.
Firefighters. California Highway Patrol. Muni drivers. BART drivers. BART operators. Dwayne, what's happening?
And America, listen to me and listen to me good, in the words of Radnich. Be nice to everybody. The next couple of days are going to be chaotic. Yep. You're going to go into a retail place. They're not going to have what you're looking for. Mm-hmm. You're going to be walking around. Most men do this. This is what I do. I walk in. I don't even know what I'm looking for, but I need something for a woman who has everything. Mm-hmm. Like, that's what they do, right? And you're looking around. You got your credit card. You don't even know what you want. You don't even know what to get her, but you're looking. Take a deep breath. Be nice to people in retail, okay? It's not their fault.
It's not their fault. It's not their fault. Also, good morning to the strippers. We understand it's a rough winter for them.
And we did hear from the source.
Yeah, it's a rough winter. Shout out to the strippers. Right up the street on Broadway.
The king of North Beach, Norm Dudum, was laying down court the other day.
He was. Baby mamas, baby daddies. And good morning to Mark Ibanez, who's chilling in retirement. He's chilling as a fan. What's up, Marky Mark?
They put me on. I hear the strippers comment.
Hey, don't
got me started with a good laugh.
Listen, Mark, we just like to say good morning to everybody out there. We realize the graveyard shift workers could also be strippers too. And truck drivers as well.
You know, Bonte's got a very eclectic palette when it comes to music. So he's got friends in high places like the mayor's office, and he's got friends in low places.
Hey, to be honest, we all do and should.
Yes.
Come on. Nobody's passing judgment around here.
Nobody.
Mark, let's start here. Mark,
Nobody.
when I first got into the industry, I want to take people behind the scene here. Like, I've always looked up to you for a variety of reasons, but one night you did a show with me and Cove, and then I got a text message from you later on, and it was me and you just kind of railing about the Giants. You love, obviously, all sports, but you love the baseball teams, you love the Giants, you love the A's. I'm blown away at what has happened over the last 2 weeks to the Giants. No, I mean this. And I feel like it has now gotten to the point, after everything that's happened with Carlos Correa, Aaron Judge, I can't look at this ownership group. Forget Farhan, because I've been out on the way they play baseball for a while. I can't look at this ownership group the same. Am I alone in that?
I am right there, and as you guys know, I mean, I've told you before, Giants baseball is what got me into sports. It was my first love, Willie Mays and all that. But and it hurts, and it's one of those situations, guys. I mean, I feel for you guys on the air going through this. I listen to so much sports talk radio the last couple of days on different stations and all that. And I can reveal right now, because what can they do to me now? But I used to work at another station, a competitor of yours, and way back when, I criticized the Giants when they traded Kevin Mitchell, who was, an MVP. Love the guy.
One of my favorite players of all time.
Yeah, so get this. They traded him. I had a full-time show on that station, and I criticized the trade, not harshly, not even 0.1% of what I've heard guys talking about over the past few days. They traded him for Billy Swift and a reliever named Mike Jackson.
Oh, yeah,
Mike Jackson. Dave Burba.
Yeah, and Burba. It turned out to be a pretty good trade. You could say I was wrong, but my comments were vanilla compared to the vitriol that I've been hearing all over the airwaves from all sources. Get this. Al Rosen, general manager of the Giants, had me fired from
Wow.
that station.
Wow.
And he tried to get me fired from Channel 2.
Jeez.
Are you
well.
serious?
Yeah, and fortunately, I had a general manager named Kevin O'Brien who had the guts to say, I don't tell you who to put on your roster. You don't tell me what to do with my sportscaster.
Wow.
And it brought me back to that moment about how things have changed. And you know, I can't even imagine a grown man trying to get somebody fired like that.
Embarrassing.
For comments that, you know, it was bad. And you guys are the first time I've ever said that publicly.
Wow.
True story. That's how I lost my
Wow.
talk show on that other station.
That's
Yeah, and so that's how passionate I am about the Giants, and this thing has cut so deep because it's embarrassing. Bottom line, it's embarrassing.
Well, I tell you what, Mark.
The Giants organization.
I tell you what, Mark, and Shasky, you know, he may be one of the more passionate Giants fans I've ever met. You know, he dies with the Giants. And I love my Giants too. I love them in a different way. But I made the decision yesterday that I'm not spending a freaking dime at 3rd and King. Not next season. And I promise you I won't be there. I can't do it. I'm out on Farhan. Yeah. I'm out on Kapler. Yeah. I'm out on ownership. They lied to this organization, to this fan base. They talked a big game. Like Joe Lacob talks a big game about spending money. Well, he backs it up. Jed York, say what you want about him. They back it up down there in Santa Clara with the 49ers. Yeah. I saw Larry Bear. Go ahead, Mark.
Let me read you guys part of a text I sent to one of your co-hosts yesterday. Tell me if you agree with anything that I've said or disagree with it. You know, basically I said they have a mediocre at best 40-man roster, a middling farm system, a manager that nobody likes, parentheses, you better research that, baby. No overall scope, as in the general manager doesn't seem to know what direction to go in. I asked, is this a defensive-oriented team?
Exactly.
Are they a power-oriented team?
Pitching.
Are they speedy and athletic? Do they have a great bullpen? Do they have a great rotation? I fault him for not building anything. There is no vision. It's patchwork. You can call him the fall guy, but you have to signal to the fans that you understand, because we have an unbelievable fan base, loyal, knowledgeable, incredible fan base. They cannot stand for this.
No.
And I'm tired of people telling me how smart this guy is, because he might be book smart, but he has no street smart, no savvy, and he's a nerd playing like fantasy baseball with real people's lives. And I've had enough. You can't fire the owner, but you know what? You got to send a signal to the fans, because there is no direction in this organization right now.
I love you, Mark.
No direction.
No direction. And so I'm not going. I will watch from my couch, but you will not get a single dime from me. And I can't believe I'm saying that. And I got a daughter, Mark, who just turned 2, and she loves baseball. I may drive across the bay to go to A's game to get her baseball fix in. That's how bad it is for me right now with this organization. So when you talk about Farhan and the direction and the ownership and the players and everything, athleticism, it just, you hit it right on the head, Mark. There's no direction whatsoever. So what's next? What can make the fan base happy?
This is one of those moments in a franchise where it's going to go. It's a seminal moment. Where are they going to go? This is the kind of just complete debacle that can send a franchise backwards, because, you know, I spoke to a very well-known baseball-specific agent yesterday. I'm not going to tell you his name, but if I did, you'd definitely recognize it. And he told me that one of the underlying problems with this whole situation is that there was some kind of disagreement in the high places, and they got cold feet. They're being not transparent about the whole thing. And the other thing is that sends a franchise backwards is the reverberation that this is going to have with other players in the future? Are they going to want to come to an organization that doesn't seem to know what left hand know what the right hand's doing? And they're being very untransparent so far with the fans. There's been no explanation, and you can't use that cop-out of saying we're not allowed because of HIPAA laws to talk about medical conditions, because they can tell you exactly how it all transformed and came unglued. And, you know, I speak to you guys as a fan all the time. I'm no longer in the business, so there's much I can get in trouble for. But it's just, you know, the passion of Giant fans. You guys is passionate. I'm passionate about it. And it's just the kind of thing that can set a franchise back for a number of reasons. And then Ned Colletti was on the air yesterday, former Giants assistant general manager under Sabian, who did know what he was doing, by the way. But he said one of the underestimated aspects of this whole thing is he told the story of after 2002 when the Giants lost Game 7 and they didn't do much over the winter. They lost some key players and they didn't do much. And he said walking into that clubhouse in spring training was extremely uncomfortable because the players know. They know when something's been turned into a debacle. And he said, man, that was an uncomfortable place. Eyes were on management like, you guys let us down big time. Do you even really want to win?
Yeah.
Do you want to win?
It's a great question, and you bring up Sabian, but B and I love Sabian. He had his own faults. I mean, he wasn't perfect. He gave out massive contracts to some failures, Benitez, Rowan, Zito, but the guy rebounded.
It's a tough job.
But he made moves. Every time they were in contention, he made moves.
He took over a 68-win team in 1996. They won the NL West they won the NL West like 5 different times, 8 times to the playoffs, 3 champions. I mean, made unbelievable shrewd trades to get Jeff Kent, Jason Schmidt, JT Snow, acquired through the draft, Tim Lincecum, Posey, Bumgarner. Like, he did it in a variety of ways. To me, at least Sabian was front and center, and he wasn't gutless. This feels so gutless to leave this guy with a suit on, okay, at the altar 20 minutes before you're about to, like, go in front of the media. Have you ever, in your years of covering this, have you ever seen or heard anything like this in sports?
Nothing even close. Nothing approximates this. And, I mean, this is like being left at the altar, but it was basically right down to, do you take this man? But right down to, I don't. You know, I mean, it was like, I mean, you couldn't cut it any closer. I'm under the impression that he was actually here in San Francisco.
He was. He was here Sunday night.
They said he had a suit on.
He was here Sunday night. I got word they was going to have dinner with a couple people, the people he was going to have dinner with on Monday, because his agent and Carlos flew up from L.A., and he stayed in San Francisco. Hell, I think when he signed with the Mets, he was in a San Francisco hotel, for crying out loud. And the fact that Farhan sent out a statement, because I think it's ownership and Farhan Zaidi. I believe they're all hand in hand.
They're all one bucket to
That
me.
statement yesterday, Mark, was so damn tone deaf.
Gutless.
2 sentences. Yeah. They need to come out and speak. And now, they may not say everything that we want to hear, but at least show your face. Stand in front of the podium in front of Al Thurton King, where Barry Bonds built that place, and you got the Willie Mays statue and everything. They need to talk, and it needs to happen sooner rather than later.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Hiding behind the HIPAA law that you can't talk about medical stuff, it doesn't wash. I mean, we're a sophisticated sports market. Everybody understands that that's not the deal. And I think an explanation, an apology, I don't know. You know, do they feel like they owe it to us? I don't know. But they certainly, at very least, owe an explanation. And that's the frustrating part as a fan. And I wouldn't blame people if they gave back their season tickets and all that comes with it. At this point, it's just a dramatic situation. And then you roll that into everything else that's going on. Thank God for the 49ers here.
Oh, man, Mark, the Warriors.
Hey, Mark,
the Warriors.
They
just lost by 68 points the last 2 nights.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about
Mark,
the Warriors.
oh, my God.
Let's talk about the Niners. Mark
Purdy.
Mark. Purdy. What do you think?
Hey, I'm really liking it, and obviously the first thing you could say is how can you really put a judgment out on a guy who's, not even played 3 complete games. But, again, try to do my research. I've talked to a couple of very experienced guys who are quarterback-specific coaches, and they all say the same things. The fundamentals are good, and, Bill Walsh, he always used to say the most important attribute that a quarterback can have is feel for the game, the intangibles, something you can't teach. And I think he clearly has it. And another thing that I really like about him is that feel and his feet within the pocket. It's almost like he's you know how it is when you're jumping on a mattress and you're moving around on a mattress, your feet move easily and smoothly. And I think he has all those things because, when you've been covering sports as long as I have and as long as you guys have, sometimes guys just get it from the get-go.
Yeah.
And you don't need to see a framework of 40 games under their belt. And conversely, sometimes you see it the other way, where it's going to take a long time, for instance, like a James Wiseman, to develop. You can just see it. He doesn't get it on certain levels. He doesn't fit the puzzle, and Purdy does. There are examples I could give you, a mile long on each side of it. It doesn't mean Wiseman might eventually not be a good player, but some guys it just clicks with immediately, and you can see it. And you don't need a long laundry list of games passed and experience, but he actually has had that in college, obviously. So I'm loving it. And like I say, just from a perspective of the mood and the vibe for Bay Area sports fans, well, we need what's going on with the 49ers right now, because the rest it's a pretty depressing landscape right now, you guys.
Well, if we get Steph back, I think the Warriors can get back on track. They've proven that before. The Giants, they get no love from me right now. They won't get a dime from me all of 2023 unless they do something to get rid of these guys.
That. I respect it, and I understand it.
They got to get rid of Farhan. It starts there, Mark. He's ruined this organization. And now with no shifting, they're not athletic. None of these prospects have come up yet. What are we waiting for? It's got to go. It's got to go.
It's like I said, there's no North Star in this organization, and it just doesn't wash with this fan base because we weren't born yesterday, so to speak. We've seen it all. We've experienced the highs, the lows, and this takes me back to even further back than maybe you guys. The Dave Bristol was the manager.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
And it just seems brutal right now. I mean, how do they get out of this? There's nowhere to go on the free agent market, and they have no real trade value with the current roster they have, and there's nobody to pull fans in. Whose jersey are you guys going to buy?
Not a one. And Mark, happy holidays to your brother.
Merry Christmas.
It's always good to hear from you. Merry Christmas. Hope to see you at a game soon, whether it's the Niners or the Warriors. Hopefully you're chilling and enjoying the retirement, my man.
Thanks. I really am, and I'm always loving coming on with you guys. And you, like I said, first guys I revealed my story to.
That's a hell of a story.
Hey, Mark, I'm glad that, like you, I've been getting in trouble behind the scenes. It's good to know that I'm not the only one, as we've talked many times off air.
Hey, you know what? If you're real on the air, you will get in trouble.
I know.
I'm in.
That's why I love Mark Ibanez.
Mark, I'm in the principal's office
Let's
once a month.
go.
It's
This is my man.
I can do no right.
The legend.
It could do no right, man.
Merry Christmas to you and your family on behalf of everybody here on the roast. Seriously, Mark, thank you.
Same to you guys, man. I look forward to talking to you in the new year.
No doubt. Mark Ibanez, legend.